going on, my Libras? My Libs, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or North Nodes. What is up, you beautiful beings? Sending you guys only love and nothing but love because you are love. So you deserve that shit. Other than that, my Libs, this is going to be a general reading for shadow work and love. Now, I'm going to go to the disclaimers and describe what we're going to be doing today. Now, if you guys enjoy spending your time with me here today and want to be a part of this community and put your energy into all of these readings, then you could do so by hitting that like button and subscribing to this channel. And thank you so much for your support, and thank you to you all who have already subscribed. I love you guys so much, and thank you so much for trusting me on your journey. Now, disclaimers, please understand my Libs. I'm a Libra rising, my hypeness, but please understand that tarot should not dictate your life. My readings are not here to tell you what to do. My readings are here just to give you guidance, clarity, upliftment, and confirmation on what your soul already knows. So take responsibility upon the information that you have received today for your actions. Now, there was something else I wanted to say. Was there something else I wanted to say? Well, yeah. Okay. So, now, my Libs, I want you guys to understand about shadow work. If you don't know what shadow work is about going within the shadow work is all about going to the darkest parts of yourself, your subconscious, that rules your conscious way of being. Now, we're going to get in depth in understanding why you attract love in a certain way, why you act a certain way in love, and the overall beliefs you have around love. Now, we're going to get an overall energy of how you feel about love currently. Then we're going to get at one pile that states the trigger of how you act consciously in relationships. The second pile is going to be the second trigger of how you act subconsciously, what you're not aware of and what you avoid. And then the last pile is going to be your overall subconscious belief that you have towards love. And then we're going to get the shadows behind that, so we get in depth on why you have those triggers in relationships. Then we're going to get some tarot on it for more clarification. Then we're going to get two cards, one for the type of people you attract and one for how you are in the relationships. And then we're going to get some cards of your overall energy for the near future about love. And then at the ending, we're going to close it out with 3 cards from your higher self. What your higher self wants you to embody in order for you to allow in healthier love. Now, please understand, you might not like hearing what you're going to hear today, because shadow work is going within the parts of yourself that we do not like and seeing the truth behind who we truly are and why we act the way that we are. So please understand, this is only for clarity purposes. This is here to help you so you can have more harmonious, loving relationships that you rightfully deserve. All right. So, my Libs, let's get into this boo-boo. We're going to get the overall energy. Let's get the overall energy for my Libs. My Libs. Let's do one more shuffle. One more. I'm using the Dark Mirror Oracle. Very perfect. Very perfect for shadow work. Alright, Spirit, what is overall energy my Libs have? Oh. They told me to take it, so I'm going to take it. By the way, these cards are not read in reversals. They are always upright. Okay, so you have Bride in a Cage. And then you have Calling the Storm. Very interesting energy, Libras. Very, very interesting. I love that there's pink here because you Libras are ruled by Venus, and Venus is the planet of love and of romantic relationships. So 21 and 30 might be significant. My Libs. So what I'm getting with their overall energy towards love is that some of you want... Most Libras are meant to be in commitments. They're meant to be. That's why you guys crave them. So Libras, you're desiring a commitment, but it feels like, oh, excuse me. Wow. That's really relevant. It feels like you feel like you're tossed aside a lot by people. That was really relevant. It felt like you feel like you're tossed aside by people, and people are not seeing your value. People are not seeing the fact that you're coming here with clear intentions and knowing what you want. So I feel like it's like you attract people who lead you on and give you false promises. And that leaves you feeling like you're trapped and thinking that, damn, I'm hearing it, so I'm going to channel it. Libras, you feel like you're going to be alone for the rest of your life. But what I'm getting here is that it's you like sabotaging yourself. You're putting yourself in that state of mind and thinking you're going to be alone because you're attracting people who aren't good for you and who don't deserve you. Now, you have calling the storm. Libras, I feel that with you wanting commitment, you put people in their place. You put them in their spot. You let them know what they're not doing and what they should do and what they are doing. So you're overall clear. But with this calling the storm, it's like when things get rough, you have people who have the tendency to run or don't want to take accountability or responsibility for their side of the story. So it's like you're always in constant conflict with your partners. And it's not, I don't even feel like it's arguments. I doubt it's arguments. I feel like most of you Libras probably are in relationships where there's a lot of emotional unavailability and mental detachment to the point there's not a lot of communication or enough emotional reciprocation. So I'm really sensing that it's like you have to defend yourself a lot and prove your point to people who are not trying to understand where you're coming from. That's deep. All right, my Libras, let's get these triggers on it. All right, Spirit. How do my Libras consciously act in relationships? What is their conscious triggers in a relationship? What is their conscious triggers in a relationship? You have, when I'm not confident with who I am, I will act in superficial ways. That's definitely a Libra thing. I'm a Libra rising. I'm just speaking some truth. All right, subconsciously, what are my Libras are avoiding and not seeing in relationships? Subconsciously, what are my Libras avoiding and not seeing in relationships? Subconsciously, what are they avoiding? All right, you have, when I don't feel good about myself, I become needy and clingy towards others. This has a lot to do with self-worth, okay? All right. What is the overall belief that my Libras are holding on to, consciously or unconscious? Wow. When I don't feel good enough, I will make excuses for everything. Now, I'm not going to lie, you guys. Like I said, I'm a Libra rising, so I definitely understand where the cards are coming from. So let's get deep into this, Libras. Like I said, there's some things you're not going to like to hear, but, you know, if they resonate with your soul, it's needed to be heard because your soul wants you to put yourself as a priority instead of other people. Now, consciously, the way you act in relationship is that when I'm not confident with who I am, I will act in superficial ways. So, Libras, you're very caring, you're very loving, you're very, very fucking giving. But you're too giving, Libras. You're too giving to the point that you want to accommodate people and you're willing to put yourself on the back burner in order for someone else to feel good. And that right there shows how much you don't have confidence in yourself to say no. So you act in ways that accommodate to other people and you put on this mask and suppress how you really feel rather than speaking it. So in doing that, it's like you don't have enough confidence in yourself to be who you want to be in front of people that you love or just people in general. And you start acting in a way where you want to be liked. But here's the thing. I'm a Libra rising, so it took me a while to learn this. So I live by the saying is that I'd rather be liked for who I am rather than for who I am not. And I feel that's what you're going through, Libras, is that you're trying to be liked for who you are not. And that's not, you're not existing to accommodate to anyone. But let's get a little deeper. Spirit, what is the shadow behind this for my Libras? What is the shadow behind this for my Libras? That's too many, Spirit. I want a booklet. What is the shadow behind this for my Libras? What is the shadow behind this for my Libras? Can I just get one, please? What is the shadow behind this for my Libras? For my Libras. We got to speak some truth to my Libras, Spirit. All right. Yo, this has been coming out for a lot of signs. Shit. So you have superficial, again. You care too much about outward appearances. Start with your inner work, your value, your self-esteem, your personality. Libras, if you're struggling with learning how to love yourself, the best way to do that is to pull back from people, from environments, from your group settings, And look at yourself in the mirror. And whatever doesn't make sense, question why it doesn't make sense to you. Because most of the time when you look yourself in the eyes in the mirror and nothing makes sense to you, that's the part of yourself that needs the most attention and love. And that's what your shadow is letting you know. We all have a shadow, our silhouette, I like to call it, for my silhouette program. If you guys want to go check that out, you could do so by my website. All of my services are in the link in the description below. But we all have a silhouette, and your shadow is the part of ourselves that we run away from, hence the part we don't want to see. But it chases after us because it wants us to see the truth, so we cannot linger in this type of energy. And your shadow is letting you know you care too much what people think about you, and it's time to start seeing how your opinion of yourself is more important than outward appearances. I like that, Spirit. I like that. Now, subconsciously, what do you avoid and what you don't see is when I don't feel good about myself, I become needy and clingy towards others. Now, Libras, if you got people, if you got a partner, if you attract partners that, I wouldn't say try to change you, but if they make you feel guilty for being yourself and don't make you feel good enough as being yourself, trying to change for someone is not going to teach them how to appreciate you. If anything, it's teaching them how they could treat you any way they want, because you're going to accommodate to them no matter what. So Libras, when you're in the state of being clingy and needy towards others, you're going to make decisions based off of loneliness. And I feel that this card is letting you know that you have to learn to be with yourself and learn to love your own solitude. Learn to love getting to know yourself. Learn to love the parts of yourself that you don't like. But learn how to really give yourself recognition for the things you do like about yourself, and really love the whole aspect of who you are. Because I'm feeling with all of you Libras, you hang out with too much people to the point that you become like them and you forget about yourself. You need to be able to be with yourself and heal, so you don't allow this type of energy to always keep replaying itself in connection. Sorry you guys, I'm uploading some videos at the same time I'm doing this. But alright, let's see the shadow behind this. What's the shadow behind this, my leaves? Let's help my leaves. Super suspiciousness is a quality of distrust and disbelief. Give yourself reasons why you feel this way. Excuse me, guys, I got a burp. Oh, squeeze me. All right. Libras, you try to hold on to people who... You try to hold on to people because you fear of people abandoning you. So you accommodate to those people's needs so they can stay. And it's because you lack trust. And distrust really stems from not trusting yourself. So you're attracting people you don't trust because you don't trust in your own decisions. So your shadow is letting you know right here, right now, is that you have to question why you keep lowering your standards for people who don't even have any standards. And if you keep lowering your standards, then you're not really committing to your standards and your self-worth. And I was going to say something too. Trust. That's the thing. Libras, you got to allow people to act the way they want in relationships. Even though you made your point across, you set your intentions, you let them know. But you got to let people show you how they feel about the relationship through their actions. Because that is a clear indication to show you if you should trust them or not. Now, I know starting a relationship requires trust. Yes, start a relationship and give that trust. But the thing is, you have to surrender how a person should be so they could show you who they really are and how they feel towards the relationship. That will give you the ability to have discernment, but also sit back and to show them how you deserve to be treated. So Allow people to be who they are so you could observe them and then make your decisions on what is best for you. But don't allow yourself to stay in a predicament that you don't feel that you can trust someone. Because in reality, if you can't trust someone, there's no point of relationship. You're going to keep tolerating hurt, and then you're going to start hating on yourself and start resenting yourself, when all you have to do is make the conscious decision to choose yourself. But if you can't choose yourself, then that means you fear being alone. And you have to ask yourself why you fear choosing yourself over someone who doesn't want to choose you. All right. So what is the shadow for this overall? So your overall belief is in love, and why you act the way that you do is when I don't feel good enough, I will make excuses for everything. All right. What is the shadow behind this, Spirit? What is the shadow behind this for my leaves? Was that 2 or was that 1? Well, I'm going to look at it. My spirit guys was like, well, look at it. But I'm going to look at it. All right. Can I get 1, please? What is this? Yo, once you start getting in tune with your spirit guys, this shit's hilarious. Like, I'm getting mad chills because we're laughing. I love this. Okay. So you got, when I don't feel good enough, I will make excuses for everything. And you have the shadow behind that is addictions. Think about the emotions you are trying to cover up. Deal with those emotions. Process, heal, and release them. I've been hearing this from the beginning of the reading, so I know I have to say it. Libras, if you have a tendency to jump from relationship to relationship and don't give yourself space enough to learn from past relationships, you're the only reason, you're the cause of your own unhappiness and disappointments from these other people. Like I said, there's a lot of things you're not going to like hearing, but I'm a Libra rising, so I'm taking this information as well since I'm channeling. The shadow, I feel you have an addiction with I feel that addictions to me are attachments. So I feel you have an attachment with defining yourself by the disappointing stories within love. And that right there is just covering up the reason why you should heal. And that right there, you make an excuse for yourself of why you shouldn't do the inner work in order to have a harmonious relationship. So I feel like when you don't feel good enough, you have a tendency to probably do too much of something. Maybe when you want to avoid conflict or avoid being vulnerable. I feel like sometimes you Libras have a tendency to probably go hang out with people all the time, or I'm hearing pornography. You might watch pornography a lot, or you might just drink, or you might smoke. I'm not hearing drinking and smoking, but I am hearing pornography and hanging out with too many people, too much all the time. And that right there is just a mechanism for you to not really explore why you feel the way that you really feel within relationships. So I feel like you have a tendency to be attached to this story of not feeling good enough, and that gives you excuses why you can't compromise in a relationship. Like I said, take what resonates, you guys. Take what resonates. All right, let's get some tarot on it. All right, Spirit. What my leaves need to know? Can I get 1 for the first pile? More bubble, Spirit. They gave me 2. Put them back. Can I get 1 for the first pile, please? What a bonus now. Thank you so much. Can I get 1 for the second pile, please? 4, 5, 1. Thank you so much. Oh, look at you. Look at you, Libras. Look at you, Libras. Showing up in your rating. Look at you, look at you, look at you. And look at you, look at you, look at you. God, these cards are magnificent. I love the artwork. Can I get 1 card for the last pile, please, Spirit? 1 card for the last pile. 1, 4, 5, 1. If you want to keep flipping like that. Shish. Y'all really do like to make excuses. That's what I'm getting. Can I get 1 card, please? 1 card for this last pile. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. All right. All right, Libras. For the first pile, the tarot wants to let you know with all this superficiality. Give very little of yourself. Meaning that don't give too much of yourself so quickly. You know, give a little bit. Give a little bit of your value. Let people know who you are. Let them see that. But don't give too much of yourself to the point you're not allowing space for that other person to show up. So show your value, give a little, but make sure that you're giving and it's reciprocal. And then you could give again. But don't give and give and give and give to the point that person's only giving one thing and you're giving like 5,000 other things. So just give in accordance and in fairness. That's deep. And when you do that, that gives you the chance to lay down on the table what you're looking for and what you want in a relationship, and then you'll be able to have discernment to see if that person is matching those same accommodations and what you're desiring within a relationship. So give a little of yourself so the point you can see a person who's reciprocating it, and then you have discernment of, oh, this person is really matching my needs and my standards. Okay, that will give you a sense of confidence, and also you're not trying to be liked for who you're not. You're really expressing that person, this is who I am, this is what I need, rather than accommodating to them and their needs. Only unless they're doing the same for them, doing the same for you. Now, for the second pile, subconsciously, you showed up in your own reading. You showed up in your own readings. So I take it as you Libras know this already. You already know this, but you've forgotten your power. And what I'm getting from this card is that you need to set boundaries. Set some fucking boundaries. I'm hearing that strongly with her. You see her face, yo? She's like, I ain't taking no shit. Libras, I'm not asking you to be cold. Because the Queen of Wands could, in the reverse, she could be cold. But in the upright, she's very intelligent. And she's been through so much shit. That's why she has a sword. Because she's been through the betrayal, the manipulation, the mind game. She's been through all of it. So I'm not telling you to be cold. I'm telling you to have the strength to sit in your power and to allow people to come up to you, but let them know with intention that this is your boundary. This is who I am. This is how I should be treated. This is what I want. This is how I define myself. And you should lay down the law to the point that you let people know, I ain't going to take your bullshit and I ain't going to tolerate it because I know my worth. So set those boundaries. And when you can set boundaries for yourself, Libra, and protect your love and your heart, then you'll be able to, and you can trust yourself. You'll learn how to trust yourself as you set boundaries. And when you can do that and you have that self-trust, then you'll be able to see right through people and see if they're trustworthy of your love or not. I love this. Clear fucking channeling. I love this. All right. The last pile, but the tarot is letting you know with your overall belief. When I don't feel good enough, I will make excuses for everything. Addictions. Think about the emotions you're trying to cover up. Deal with those emotions, process, heal, and release them. Okay. The tarot is saying 3 of Swords in the reverse. Now the 3 of Swords in the upright. It's disappointment and heartache. And you got it in the reverse. You see that blue? You see that blue? Blue is of throat chakra. The throat chakra is of self-expression and truth. Libras. It is time for you to express your truth regarding relationships. I do feel like a lot of your Libras are probably in third parties. Meaning someone probably chose another person over you, or probably chose work over you, or probably chose other things outside of you other than you. And what the tarot is letting you know, it's time for you to stop sitting in that disappointment. It's time for you to realize that the reason why you have disappointments in a relationship is because you allow people to, you tolerate people disrespecting you. You tolerate it. And that leads you into not feeling good enough. And that leads you to making excuses to get better. And also leads you into addictions to avoid your emotions instead of actually looking at them. But with the 3 of Swords in reverse, it's telling you, there's no need to feel this disappointment anymore. There's no need for you to feel loss anymore. Because It's time for you to process that everything that you went through in love was trying to teach you how to come back home to yourself and love yourself even more than you ever have before. And you see him? Do you see him? Do you see him in the bag? Do you see his little smirk? He's like, yeah. Oh yeah, I finally released you. Oh yeah. The rain means cleansing and purging. And then your shadow here is saying process, heal, and release. It's time for you to process the disappointments and the losses. It's time for you to process the betrayal, the heartache, the pain. And stop avoiding them. Because when you avoid them, you're holding on to that energy. And guess what? Guess what? If you hold on and suppress that energy and those emotions, they will ripple out in different ways to show you that they're still within you. And those energies can ripple out into people who may have different faces, but still have the same personality as a person that you've been with before. So Libras, be very aware of feeling your emotions and releasing them. And when you can release them, you create space and freedom for yourself to allow healthy love in, but also love for yourself instead of lingering with pain. Oh, all right. Let's see what kind of people you attract. And let's see what kind of person you are in relationships. So what kind of people do my Libras attract? And what kind of person are in relationships? These are twin flame cards, but I don't consider them twin flame cards because they really resonate with relationships, healing in relationships. So the red card is for runners, and the yellow card is for chasers. So take what resonates, whatever side you're on. But I'm going to read the yellow as yours, and I'm going to read the red as the type of people you attract. All right. Spirit. Okay. Can I get one for the type of people my Libras attract? Can I get one for the type of people my Libras attract? Not this one. Can I get one for the type of people my Libras attract? They told me to take them, so I'm going to take them. So you have, I avoid anyone and anything that leads to me feel emotions. I'm working on myself to be a better person. All right, Libra. So the type of people you attract are people who have the tendency to give false promises. Yeah. I avoid anyone and anything that leads to me to feel emotions. So yeah, you deal with people who are emotionally unavailable and who give you false promises and they leave you feeling like you're not worthy. Hence why you probably have your own addictions of trying to cover up the fact that you're defining yourself by how people treat you. Now, how you are in relationships. Letting go for now is allowing time to learn about self-love. I'm tired of being hurt from this relationship. Yeah. That's definitely what I'm feeling. I feel like you've been very, very disappointed in how love has come into your life. But here's the thing. Love never hurts. People who don't know how to love hurt. So, hurt people hurt people. So, Libras, I feel that you in relationships are too tolerant of people who don't even know their own value. And you allow yourself to keep getting hurt and replaying these because you think you deserve it. And I'm not saying you guys go through abuse, but I know from my experience, since I've been through abuse myself, that people who are victims of abuse believe that they deserve it. So Libras, maybe emotionally you deserve these type of people, but let's be honest. The type of person you are in a relationship is someone who is self-sacrificing, meaning that you give up on yourself and you give too much to others. All right. Let's see what kind of energy you will have in the near future towards love. Let's see what kind of energy you have in the near future towards love. Oh my god, that was an ugly shuffle. Oh my goodness. If there is even a such thing as an ugly shuffle. Well, in my world, there is. All right. All right, Spirit. What is my Libras? My Libs overall energy in the near future towards love. What is their overall energy in the future towards love? What is my Libs overall energy in the near future towards love? Libras. Okay. So you have keys on a ring, many options, decision, unconventional, string along, one night stand. In the near future, you're going to be very aware of people who do have good intentions for you and who don't. Now, you also have both. Receiving what you need, progression, arriving, moving on, closure issues. I do feel like you do have closure issues, so that's why you probably jump to relationship is because you don't know how to deal with letting go fully. So you rather put it in the back burner, suppress it, and think you're getting rid of it, but really you're just allowing that energy to linger into the next relationship. So in the near future, you're definitely going to do what you can to progress and move forward, to not only allow love in, but to honestly see how lovable you are. And guess what? You got twin flames here. Yin yang, zen, balance, union, duality, coupling, complement each other. Let's just say, when you put yourself first and value your worth, you become a magnet for someone to do the same thing to you and give you what you give yourself. Because when you treat yourself as the one, like you are the one, someone's going to become the one for you. And they're going to treat you as the blessing that you are. And my Libras, we are blessings. All right, Bubos. Let's see what your higher self wants you to say. Higher self, can I get one card for the first pile? Thank you. One card for the second pile. Thank you. One card for the third. Oh my God, Spirit, you treat me so good. You treat me so good. Thank you so much. All right. So you have, for the first power, what your higher self wants you to start consciously act is, I'm my best company. Yes. I'm no longer afraid to be alone. Didn't I say it? Didn't I? Oh my God, Spirit. I love when you confirm this. I want to share something with you. When you can learn to fall in love with your solitude, you start cultivating really strong discernment, and then you'll start making loving decisions based off for yourself, and you'll be able to see if people have good intentions for you because you learned how to love yourself, because you're learning how to be with yourself. And if you don't know how to be with yourself, then you're going to always make decisions based off of loneliness. All right, let's continue. Thank you so much for that, Spirit. Now for the second part, what you subconsciously should start being aware of in relationships is, why do I let that person trigger me? Is there something I don't like about myself and that actual person? What is it? So yeah, you allow people to easily get to you. Like, you're easily manipulated. And it's like you lower your I keep saying standards. Like, when you try to, for example, when you try to argue with someone, you're literally lowering your intelligence to match theirs. And therefore, you're going to start arguing with them, and there's just going to be a war and a battle. So your higher self is letting you know why you allow people to trigger you and define your worth when you should know that and live by that. Not anyone else should define that but you. So your higher self wants to let you know the things you judge in others and the things you see in others that bring you disappointment. What is it that you don't actually like within them that is actually showing you a reflection of yourself? Because everything that we see on the outside is really a reflection of how we are and how we feel about ourselves on the inside. So your higher self always wants you to remember, if people are going to trigger you, then why are you defining your worth based on how they treat you? All right, Spirit. All right. So last but not least, what your higher self wants you to embody now on for love, a new belief is, I love this. It's okay to open up my heart more. To feel and express love makes me a divine being. The second one, I'm going to start giving myself healthier. Oh my God, yes. Oh my God, I love confirmations. I'm going to start giving myself healthier boundaries. Enough is enough. Libras. Please don't be in a pessimistic energy to the point that you think you're not worthy of healthy love. That is not true. The more you wear your heart on your sleeve, the more you express how loving of a person you are, which is your divine right to do so, The more you do that, the more you are yourself. And Libras, you're so loving. So don't be in this pessimistic state of thinking you're not good enough because someone didn't know how to love you, because they don't know how to love themselves. So Libras, keep being that loving being that you are and have no shame in expressing that. And as you have your boundaries, while you're still expressing the love that you are, ooh, boo-boo, you are going to be able to attract someone that is your equal, that will give you everything you desire, because you finally give yourself everything that you desire. So set them boundaries and know that you are enough and more than enough. And if someone is not willing to respect your boundaries, guess what, Libras? They don't deserve you. All right, my Libras, that's all I have for you. If you got any clarification, any upliftment, or any confirmation, please let me know your feedback in the comment section below. I really love hearing from you guys. Other than that, if you enjoyed spending your time with me here today, boo-boo, and want to be a part of this community, you could do so by hitting that like button and subscribing to this channel. And I thank you so much for your support and trusting me on your spiritual journey. But other than that, if you want to book your own personal reading or healing session, all of my services are in the link in the description below this video, as well as the info to follow me on Instagram. And other than that, my Libras, that is all I have for you. And I really hope this helps. I'll see you on the next one. Namaste.